recognize the wise words and the brave actions of all the people who have brought us to this point. And without exaggerating anything, I think that we're at a very historical moment. If you look at the history of capitalism, it's sort of constructed along these long periods of tremendous expansion of rapacious markets where everything becomes privatized and societies become decimated and natural resources become decimated as the market takes over everything. And then usually what happens is people can't take it anymore. And they rise up. And they invent forms of organization and of political organization and pressure. And they force capitalism back. They push capitalism back. They push the markets back. And they deprivatize the environment. They deprivatize society. They create public goods. They create a public space. They create a public sphere. And the system is stabilized, right? This has happened a number of times through history. And it's happening again right now. Ever since the 1970s, the entire world has been up for sale. And basically, capital has been going around the world, privatizing everything, turning everything into a commodity, including our genes, our seeds, our food, our land, is all up for sale. And is all being speculated with, and being bought and sold in fractions of a second on international financial markets across the internet, using the internet. And people are fighting back. And I think what's really important is that each time this happens, people have to invent new forms of organization. Because the old forms are usually very successful for a while, and then capitalism moves on. And so the old forms of organization are no longer effective. And new forms are invented. And I think that's what's happening here today. I mean, the old forms of organization, the political military forms of organization, the struggles for national liberation, the labor struggles, and some of the very vertical sort of forms of organizing brought in tremendous social change and benefited millions and millions of people and protected millions of people in societies. But capitalism moved on. And so now we're faced with the task of inventing the new forms. And what's happened is that all kinds of organizations, different forms of organizations, have popped up all around the world based on different struggles. Struggles around land, water, ethnicity, gender, on and on. And yet, they're tremendously diverse and tremendously fragmented. And so what we're beginning to see is very slowly, but step by step, the convergence of all these diverse forms of organization for political change, which is precisely what we're going to need in order to roll back capitalism, to introduce the reforms that we need in order to save our seeds, save our food system, save our land from the devastation of capitalist markets. And what's happening here, the University of California, direct arm of the state, is that the state is withering in the hands of the private sector. And so, of course, the University of California sees it as a good idea to sell off the Gill Tract. Why not? Just a little piece of land. Who's going to care? Well, people do care. Food First has been involved, people before me at Food First have been involved in trying to save the Gill Tract, trying to turn the Gill Tract into something which served the community, keep it as a farm. And so the history of struggle of the Gill Tract has also passed through these different forms of organization. But the university kept moving on. And what was missing, I think, in the last rounds of negotiation with the university, which are all done in good faith, was precisely what has happened here, which is direct action, which is organizing between the community and the students and the faculty right? And I think Gopal Dyaneni said it's not talking about what we're going to do, not thinking about what we're going to do, just doing what we're going to do. And that has made the difference. That has brought the university to the table. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to come to the table. They came to the table before and they walked off. So why are they here today? It's because of you. It's because of the very brave actions that people have taken. And I think that the forms of convergence which we see here between the different people who say, no, this is our university, this is our farm, this is our life, these are our seeds, this is our land, this is our food, is precisely what we need to do. What we're learning here today is what we have to learn. Because we don't know how to do this. We don't know how to converge in diversity. We've never done it before. Not on the scale which we need today. And that's exactly what we're learning. Because we're not just talking about holding on to the Gill Tract. We're not just talking about a community farm or a center for urban agriculture. We're really talking about changing the whole system of capitalism. And we're doing it from the place where we stand. And that's the most powerful place where we can be. This isn't somewhere up in the ethosphere. This isn't out on the internet somewhere. This isn't somebody writing a blog. These people occupying territory and holding the territory because it belongs to us. Thank you so much for all your work. Food First is very proud to be a part of this movement.